Hey guys, it's Martin. For today's Morning's Martin, I want to talk to you about something called peak moments. And some people call them magic moments. I call them peak moments because I think of them as these little like highlights and little high points in your week and in your day. And the reason I want to talk about this is because you guys know I'm into gratitude and appreciation. And lately I've been realizing, and I think a lot of us do this, it's easy to be grateful for and celebrate the big moments, the graduations, the milestones in life. And sometimes we miss the little moments, the little gifts, the little like experiences that life is constantly bringing us. And I was thinking about this, and something weird that I do is I'll go into this like gratitude mode where I'm just like so like amped and I'm so like grateful for everything in life, and it's usually inspired by food because I love food and one day I'm gonna marry food and it'll be great. But it's inspired by food because when I eat I like to say grace, and I like to take that time as kind of a reminder to just give thanks, and like give thanks for like the smallest things and the biggest things in life, and not just say them but feel them. Because I feel like the more you appreciate, the more you're grateful for in life, and you look at life through that lens, the more life becomes a gift. And I'm like, how do I like live in that place more often? How can I like make that my norm? And so I wanted to take a step further, and I was like, I'm gonna start doing these little peak moments, you know, like whatever, because I'm cheesy like that. And so I started doing these peak moments where I'll take time, whenever something cool happens in my life, I'll take my phone and I'll just like write it down, and I'll just kind of savor that moment and feel it, as like cheesy as that is. And a couple really cool moments happened this past week. I'll give you three. One of them was like my buddy Josh called me randomly, and I was at work and I couldn't answer, but he just left me like the coolest message ever, and it was just like so full of like affirmation and encouragement and like I'm so proud of you and like blah blah blah, and it was just like, thanks man, like it was so unexpected. But for someone to go out of their way and just like give you those kinds of words, I loved it. And so I savored that. I made that one of my peak moments. And then another really cool moment that happened this past week was I was at work and this lady came in. I was like in a really good mood, and I was like, hey, good morning. And she goes, morning. And she just signs her name into the yoga class, and I'm like, I'm gonna see if I can like maybe brighten this lady's day up a little bit. So I'm like, hey, like I really love your necklace. Like that's such a cool necklace, because she had like the most unique necklace on. And she looks up and she kind of smiles a little bit and she goes, like, yeah, it's my daughter's ashes. And I thought, whoa. And she goes, yeah, like this guy, he like does this glass blowing thing, and you can take their ashes and blow them into glass. And she goes, yeah, I lost her 3 months ago. And I thought, wow, like, because you never know what someone's going through. Like, the surface is always the surface, but you never know what's going on in someone's life. And so I go, wow, I'm really sorry that happened to you, but it's so cool that she's always with you. And she kind of smiled again. She just said, yeah, she's always with me. And we just kind of bonded a little bit. And so she went to pay for the class, and she gave me a card, and I was like so lost in that moment that I didn't realize her card declined. And by the time I realized it, she had already gone into the classroom. And I thought, this lady's really cool. Like, I'm just gonna pay for her class. Like, I'm not gonna call her back and be like, hey, your card declined. I'm just gonna pay for her class. I did it because I wanted to do something kind for her, even if she didn't know about it. And it was really cool. And so that was another really cool peak moment that I wrote down that I savored. And when I look at stuff like that, I feel like that's God, and that's the universe, and that's grace, where when you start to notice those things, more of those things come into your life. And it doesn't even have to be that gnarly or that big. It can literally be like, this past week I had this delicious, beautiful, amazing burrito, and I loved it. Like, for me, that was one of my peak moments. And so that's what I want to share with you guys. That's what I wanted to do. And I wanted to make this a Peak Your Mind challenge where for the next week, you just start to notice those little peak moments, and you write them down, and you start to savor those things. And so that's what I want to share with you in today's Mornings with Martin. I love you guys. I hope you have an amazing day, and I'll talk to you later. See ya.